Here's Dorothea, Mason, Ohio. Great to have you on the EIB network. Hello.
Hi, Rush. Rush, I just want to point out that, these people that say they won't vote for Ted if Donald wins, or they won't vote for Donald, are they not realizing that they're leaving the Supreme Court open for Hillary Clinton and her minions to just assign that and to stack that? And how many years will it take us to get over that, if ever?
It's a matter of principle, they say, Dorothea. They simply cannot compromise their personal principles by supporting either Trump. Mostly it's aimed at Trump. Some might be at Cruz. But they claim it's personal principles. Their personal principles come before everything, even if it means electing Hillary. They cannot betray themselves, they say.
I think they're betraying the whole country if they allow us to be left open to the Democrats to appoint our Supreme Court justices to decide the rules that we all have to follow, that we know it's stacked.
Yeah, I hear you. You know me.
I know you, Rush. I've been listening to you a long time.
I think the Democrats are the biggest problem this country faces. I think the problems we are in. We did this last caller. Dorothea, thanks very much. This last caller who wanted to know why the GOP is not interested in all these third-party people that Trump's bringing in. I misunderstood what his question was going to be when I was reading it on the board here. When he actually got to it, it was something different. What I was going to say to this guy, I thought he was going to ask me how to get people in. How can the Republican Party attract outsiders? And the way to do that, I think, I really don't understand this. If you take polls of people in this country, they're miserable. Nobody thinks there's economic growth going on. Nobody thinks that there are great and vast career opportunities. Nobody thinks it. There is a malaise that has settled over this country. You've got millennials thinking they happen to be born at the time in world history where peak America has already happened. You have young people, whether they're right or wrong doesn't matter for now. They really believe the best days of the country are behind them. Somebody needs to tell them why. The Republican Party, I told you I got to do a knockdown drag out with a female establishment babe from the GOP last night. And I told her what I tell you here every day. Why in the world can you people not push back? Why can't you even identify the source of the problems you all acknowledge we face? What is it that prevents you people from correctly identifying Democrat Party policy? Forget about naming Obama if you're afraid of race. These are Democrat Party policies that have led to 94 million Americans not working, to gazillions and gazillions in the welfare movement and on food stamps, open borders. The very fabric of the country is being purposely redefined. Why can't you say so? You want to bring new people into the party? We had how many Americans was never, ever anything other than a big majority opposing Obamacare, going all the way back to 2010. All the Republican Party had to do was reach out and join them. You had a built-in majority right there and a coalition based on opposing Obamacare. And you know why they didn't? There were two reasons. One, they were Tea Party, which meant they were conservative, which meant yuck. The second reason they didn't is because they really didn't want to work as hard as it would take to get rid of Obamacare. Who wants to really roll up your sleeves, try to unravel a 2,000-page entitlement? But it clearly wasn't there, the desire to actually roll it. They were very happy to go out and promise in a campaign there'd be plenty of effort to repeal Obamacare. And there were a bunch of meaningless votes. So they could say, we tried. But there has been so much, and there remains so much opportunity. You want to attract unhappy people, whether Democrats, Martians, I don't care what they are. There's a lot of people who want a better life than they're having it right now. There was a lot of people who want a better future than they think exists right now. There are a lot of people, but sadly, because of the media, a lot of these people just think the country's had its best days. They don't realize all of this is the result of the Democrat Party and its policies. Nobody tells them. They don't realize the state of the economy. They don't realize the state of immigration, open borders. They don't realize this is the policy of establishment Washington, D.C. Both parties. It is the policy of the government. It's a big majority waiting to be had. But if the Republican Party is not even going to sound like they oppose any of this, and instead thinks that they can save themselves by not criticizing immigration so that Hispanics will like them and maybe then vote for them. It's you talk pie in the sky and dreaming. And then, by the way, this stuff going on at the platform about coming out supporting gay marriage to get millennials, there's a new one too. There's something else that's a traditional Democrat issue that the Republicans, I read it, I can't think what it is right now, but it's along the same lines of gay marriage that they want to put in the party platform. So the Republican Party clearly, to me, it is clear that they're walking around in a giant defensive shell, thinking that everybody thinks they are racist, sexist, bigot, homophobes. Thus, they have to do things to prove that they are not. And you can't prove a negative. And you can't advance anything when you're constantly in defense. Which takes me back to Trump. Up until these last couple of weeks, the word Trump and defense didn't go together. You know, bull in the china shop offense is what people saw. And it's one of the large things that drew people to Trump, and it would draw people to anybody who was willing to go on offense and not react defensively to all these mindless, specious allegations about war on women and racism and all this other stuff's got to stop at some point. And we've never, ever had a greater opportunity than right now to contrast republicanism, conservatism, whatever, with what the Democrats believe. And we don't have to even do it on the basis of theory. We don't have to say, folks, if you keep voting for them, let me tell you what's going to happen. Because it is happening. We can say, you know what? You voted for them, and here's what you got. You got no job, you got no career, you've got a law mandating you have to have health care, or else you can be fined, or else you can be put in jail, or whatever. And now they're talking about making you rent an apartment if you own a building to criminals on the basis that you've been racist in your life. And now they're threatening to actually conduct legal action against you if you don't believe in global warming. They're inexorable truths of life. One of them is that young millennial socialists abandon it once they get careers and jobs. And there was a survey or polling data indicating that that's even happening now as we see. I just see squandered opportunity after squandered opportunity. How do we get people not on our side, to our side? How do we attract people to our It's the simplest thing in the world to me, but you can't do it on talk radio. You can't do it on Fox News. It has to be done in the political process. I just remembered what it is. It's climate change that some of the other people at the RNC want to start adding to the platform. An acknowledgement of man-made climate change along with support for gay marriage. And this is how they want to go out and broaden the base of the party, of the party, folks. Anyway, more on that when we get back here tomorrow, which will be in 21 hours. Thank you so much, as always, for being with us today.